What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're in Little America, which makes the topic for this video very fitting, I guess, because of what happened the last time I was here. As you saw by the title, we're talking about trailer damage. Do want to talk about the thumbnail, though. Why is it snowing in June? Not like a dusting. It snowed enough they shut down the interstate in June. I don't get it. Weird times that we live in. Weird times. Anyway, I've had a few questions, a few comments, and I've kind of touched on it a little bit here and there in different videos. But I figured one video with a good title, easy to find, throw this out there for you guys, and I hope it answers your questions. Hope it works out. So, what happens when a trailer gets damaged? Well, there's three things that'll happen. Your best case scenario is it's something minor. You know, the trailer got a couple rock chips going down the road on your way there, or one of them little plastic arches that you see doing this going down the road flew off, or as something I've had happen a few times, the cover to the, not the water heater, the back of the fridge, the cover to the back of the fridge, because it's just a little piece of plastic that pops in. Twice I've had that blow off going down the road. So something minor like that, most of the time, I'm not going to say always because there's an exception to every rule, but most of the time when something minor like that happens, the dealership will say, okay, you know, we'll talk to the manufacturer, get this figured out, all is good. Drop the trailer, doesn't affect you in any way. Your second best option is why this video is fitting for here, because as you guys saw a few weeks ago, I picked that one up in Oregon, brought it to Denver, and I stopped here for the night and slept. And got down to Denver, and it had a manufacturer issue with the roof. The dealer said, we're not dealing with this. We're rejecting this load. Get it out of here. Called my dispatcher. My dispatcher called the manufacturer. They talked back and forth. The dealer talked to the manufacturer back and forth. It was a giant cluster. Nobody knew what the other person was saying. There was 3 different conversations happening. And eventually I was told, we're redispatching you on the unit. Take it back to where it came from, and then go on about your week. So the reason that's your second best option is you are getting paid to take the trailer back, which is good. Money is good. But I think I got 67 cents a mile on that one. So it wasn't great. Absolutely not one that I would click on the load board and say, yeah, give me that. But this was back when the load boards were a little bit thin. There was nothing anywhere around me. I was probably going to either deadhead back to Idaho or deadhead to Indiana. So them paying me to go back to Oregon with it worked out very well in my favor, although it was a very small paying load, obviously, because the rate per mile. But I was able to essentially use that backhaul to cover the fuel all the way down and all the way back, and still put a little bit of money in my pocket off of that one alone. And then I also got paid for the delivery down there, which then made that whole run 100% profit. So it was good. And had the load boards actually been in better shape, I might have been a little upset, but they didn't force me to take that. They asked me, they wanted me to, and for the reasons I just discussed, I was more than happy to accept it. Now, the worst thing you can have happen, and this happened to me, I've talked about it a couple times, my 4th trailer, well, let's talk about what happens first. So the worst thing you can happen is you damage a trailer. Whether it's your fault, you hit a guardrail, get a little too close to it, going through some road construction, or you cut a turn tight and clip something or whatever. Like, it's your fault, you hit something. There's damage to the trailer. And the dealer doesn't want to deal with it. Or, I'm sorry. Forget I said that. The dealer goes, hey, there's damage to this trailer. Very clearly, it was the driver's fault. When you start, you can either give them $1,500 and they set that into an account aside for you as like your insurance deposit, or they take 10% of every load that you run until you get to that $1,500, and then that sits there. And if you damage the trailer or whatever, for whatever reason, there's something that's labeled as driver damage, which could be a whole plethora of issues. The only thing I'm not sure about on that is if a tire blows out and rips the side of the unit. I have had 2 tires blow, but neither one of them caused any damage whatsoever to the unit. So I don't know if I was lucky or if that's normal. Either way, I didn't have to deal with it. But I did have that issue happen to me. So on these newer Fords with the push button tailgates, they had an issue that they have fixed for the 2020s, but the old 19s here, they didn't get that. So the issue was the tailgate, if you have the push, not the pull handle, but like just a push button and it opens and soft opens and, it's all fancy and whatever, they would open themselves. They've issued a recall. They've fixed it. It's it's no longer a thing. However, I had that happen while pulling a fifth wheel. And the result was, on a left turn, the tailgate decided to remove the front of the fifth wheel. The compartments down there where the generator or the batteries or whatever would go. Yeah, that ripped it apart pretty bad. Pulled over, got pictures, sent them to... It wasn't my dispatcher. I don't remember who I sent them to. Your dispatcher will tell you who to send them to. Anyway, I sent them to whoever I was supposed to, and they called the dealer, talked back and forth. Dealer said, "Yeah, we'll fix it." Apparently, in my case, it's just one big fiberglass piece. They just pop, all good. So they ordered it 2 days before I got there, so it showed up shortly after. So they were more than fine with that situation. But that did take my $1,500 security deposit. So I had to rebuild that again. Actually, I've talked about doing this a couple times. I need to call Ford and talk to them about that. See if maybe they'll reimburse me that $1,500 since it was their truck that did it. I don't know. Anyway, those are your 3 outcomes, if you will, if a trailer is damaged. So, again, best case scenario, it's minor, we'll deal with the manufacturer, all is good. Middle ground, hey, it's damaged, we're not dealing with it, not your fault, take it back. Or thirdly, hey, you screwed this up, yeah. Now, I have heard, I cannot confirm, I don't know if this is true, it's not an experience I've had, but if it is your fault, like my issue with the tailgate, if the dealer had said, nope, we're not doing this, not touching it, not dealing with it, not gonna happen, If that was the case, I'm not sure what the camera just did, but that's weird. So if that is the case, I've been told you are not paid for the trip. So if I got, that was when I picked up in Indiana and took to Boise. So I got all the way to Boise, and they said, you know what, we're not dealing with this. I have been told I would not get paid for that trip, and I would have to take it back to Indiana without being paid. So that could be really bad. Again, I can't confirm that's the truth. That's just what I've heard. I've also heard 100 other things where I go, that doesn't sound right. So I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't tell you how that would play out. Anyway, I hope this was informational. I hope this helped. I hate that I'm doing this in the truck, but we're in Wyoming, so you know what's going on outside here. Always a good time. Anyway, I have called and confirmed my pickup for the next load, which I can't wait to share with you guys. Something new, something outside of the typical wheelhouse, something we haven't done yet. I'm excited. And I've called to confirm the drop-off. So it sounds like we're going to pick it up Friday, drop it Sunday, and then maybe by Monday, if not definitely Tuesday, we'll probably be back in Indiana and then heading back to Idaho. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here because I've been rambling on and I hate just sitting here staring at the screen not moving. As always, those of you on the roads, I wish you fair winds and following seas. Take care and have a great day.